What's up, YouTube? Southern Comic Geek coming to you with a CGC unboxing, and this is definitely the biggest one out of the batch that I had sent to CGC back in October. If you want to see what it is and what grade I got, stay tuned for the video. So before we show this banger of a book, why don't you go ahead and smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, and the bell notification so that when videos like this drop ever so randomly, you will be one of the first people to know and can make the conscious decision as to whether or not to watch it now or later. But as long as you watch it, we appreciate you. And so want to make sure that you're entering into my 900 subscriber giveaway for the Guardians of the Galaxy Marvel's Omnibus. So the link to that video will be in the description of this video below. But go ahead and enter that. That's my 900 subscriber giveaway. And we will be giving that away once we hit 900 subscribers. Surprise, surprise. Right. So this is the last of the books that I had at CGC. So back in October, after I had sent these books to be pressed to Eric, the comic_presser, whose link I'll drop in the description of this video below, I had wondered if this book was ever going to get done. So it is a magazine-sized book. And it is a huge book, especially if you're a Turtles fan. And if you haven't already figured this out, this is my TMNT #1. Third print, but nevertheless, it is a TMNT #1. And the third print has spiked up in price, just as the first and second have, and has driven people to the fourth, fifth prints, and so on and so forth for that reason. It's a huge book. And I was lucky enough that I was on an auction one night that literally took an hour and a half to complete the auction. That's right, there was no timer on it. There was no rhyme or reason, but I just happened to be in there, and there were some Turtles books being put up. There were some of the Mirage Run, and I was attempting to collect that Mirage Run at that time, and was just starting, so I needed several of the books that were in there. There was some other good stuff, so I said, well, I'm going to bid on it. So I bid on it. It was between me and another guy. And I said, well, keep putting a book in. And so the guy that was selling it, which is Mike, the Comic Book Steals and Deals, Mike Rogers, it was on his channel. And it was one of the first auctions that he had done when he was just starting doing the auction game. And he said, well, I've got a huge book to go in, but it's going to have to at least get to $500. Okay, so show us what it is. So he puts it in there. Well, the other guy essentially ends up bowing out, but another guy jumps in there. So between me and this other guy, we battle it out until he finally says, all right, I'm out, I'm tapped out. So I essentially paid for ship. This is a ship price, and these books came in 4 different boxes, $750. $750 for all the Turtle books. So the Leonardo one-shot, the Michelangelo one-shot, the Donatello one-shot, the Michelangelo Christmas special was in there, Gobbledygook, which is a Mirage Studios one-shot, several of the Mirage issues. I think there was like 5 or 6 of the Mirage issues in there, varying numbers. And then also some Tales of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There was some of the IDW run that were signed, Comic-Con exclusives. There was just a whole bag of goodies in there, and not the least of which was this TMNT #1. And cameras can be deceiving at times, right? So this camera was showing a pristine copy, and so I was just crossing my fingers that it indeed was going to be just that when I got it. So when I finally got it, it was indeed pristine. But I made sure that, hey, if I'm going to send this off, I want to give every shot it has to getting a high grade. It looked high grade to me, but, you know, we all know that CGC's gradings can be largely depending upon whether or not the people are in a good mood or not. Because we've seen books that went in that were worse than other books that got better grades than the books that were better, if that makes sense. And so I was wanting to give it every shot I had. I felt like it had a really good chance at a 9.0 to a 9.2. Now, if it's a 9.2, that is near mint. Obviously, it's not the coveted 9.8, but it is a near mint comic, big comic, and the value of that near mint comic was worth what I paid for all the other books that came with it. I did forget to say that I got one, two, three collected editions of the old Mirage run. One's an autobiography, and it shows some of the concept arts and stuff, and it's actually signed by Eastman and remarked. And so there was a bunch of stuff in that thing. So sent it to Eric with the other books. He shows the before and after pictures, which he uses to market his services, which is fine. But he also sent me the pictures to kind of see what we were like, and it went to CGC. I called myself doing it right, but when it got there, they bumped it to a magazine holder grade, whatever. And so it did take quite a while. They've been kind of shipping them out as they came done, which was costing them more money. They didn't charge me no extra shipping, but they were shipping them out. And this one came in on a Sunday. That's right, came in on a Sunday. So shout out to FedEx for doing what the Postal Service cannot do because they're inept. But I digress. This is a huge book for anybody, let alone somebody that's a Turtles fan. Classic black cover, wraparound cover. And so it is definitely an awesome find, and was crossing my fingers. I've been checking CGC's website every day to see if there was any movement on it. And then one day last week when I was busy, I got an email saying there's another shipment out. I said, wait a minute, there's only one more book left. So I quickly go to CGC to find out, because you're right, I could not wait until it came in to see what the grade was. I had to see for myself. So I was hoping for a 9.0 or a 9.2, and this came back. Are you ready? You ready for this? 9.6. Boy, was I ecstatic. Ecstatic. It's probably not the word for it. I was amazed and awe. I wasn't all of a sudden forgiving CGC for all that they had done wrong, but I was very, very happy with that. I tell you, when I saw that it was a 9.6, I was going to die, because I pulled it out of the bag when I first got it, and I was eating chips. And I have greasy hands anyway. And I said, I'm going to leave a fingerprint. And I ended up leaving a fingerprint on there. I said, I'm going to die if the difference between a 9.8 and 9.6 was that fingerprint that couldn't get gotten out. But luckily, that was not the case. The grader's notes, which is strange to me because I did have grader's notes at a 9.6, and I've been hearing other people not have grader's notes in super high grades because they're like, well, it's almost perfect anyway. Just shut up and take the grade, which I don't understand. But I've heard other people say that. If you've had that experience, leave a comment down below. I did have grader's notes, and the grader's notes, I can see it. There is kind of a waviness to the book, and there is a slight 2 ticks up at the top, a little bit of blooding in the corner. I've been told that they grade this book kind of loosely. I don't know if that's true or not true, but I can imagine it's very hard to get a super high grade with those black covers. Smears, spine ticks show up, all that kind of good stuff. And I don't know, maybe I'm not a big turtle fan or something, because I've never noticed that shadow is actually Shredder. But anyways, awesome book. Glad to have this in the PC. And of course, the difference between what I thought it would grade at versus this is several hundreds of dollars. This is easily a $2,000 book now in this grade. So super pumped. So shout out to Eric, the comic_pressing, for doing marvelous work as always. Use the code BurtFamily54 to save on shipping from him back to you. And yeah, it's pretty exciting. Tell me what you think. I mean, this is an awesome book, and super pumped to get it. Wanted to put it out there. It deserves a video by itself, but I've got content dropping every single day, so be sure before you get out of here, smash that like button and hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss anything. As I mentioned before, be sure to enter the 900 subscriber video giveaway, and because we'll be there before we know it. Until next time, keep reading, keep collecting. Adios.